Hello. Some subtle changes in our weather as we head through the weekend. It is going to start to feel just a little bit colder. It will often be cloudy. There'll be some scattered showers. Most of those showers will be falling as rain. But into the start of the new week, the changes become more dramatic. It will certainly feel much colder, particularly given the strength of the wind, and there'll be some snow and ice to contend with in places.
And I'm reading that the Arctic blast is very much going to make itself felt over the next week or so.
Yeah, next week's going to be really cold, Rachel. Good morning, with some snow and ice in the forecast. We'll have a look at that a little bit later. Not a great deal of colour in the sky this weekend. There's going to be a lot of cloud around once again. It's a lot colder. A reminder that while spring is supposed to have sprung, there is a bit of winteriness on the way. And at the moment, we have yellow weather warnings from the Met Office for this area, northern and eastern parts of Scotland and the northeast of England. That's for Monday and Tuesday. The heaviest snow likely across northern Scotland, and by the end of Tuesday there could be as much as 20 centimetres of snow. That's it. Back to you two.
Now, Darren, you know there was a collective gasp when you just gave us the weather then.
Really? Do I not get that all the time?
Even bigger than usual gasp. That's what I'll suggest.
Good.
The weather is going to take a turn, isn't it? Well, it's starting actually that way already, Darren, getting colder.
Yeah, it's going to feel quite chilly, I think, this weekend, Rachel. Good morning. But there is much colder weather to come as we head into next week.
Well, it's snow, isn't it? We've been talking about it a bit, but it's arriving soon.
Yes, yeah, it's been very dry over the past month, but it is going to get colder next week, and there is some snow and ice in the forecast as well.
Oh,
yes,
but
indeed,
you've got rainfall
Rachel.
stats for us. Sorry.
Well, I was just about to say some parts of the country are more likely to have snow than rain over the next week. But let's focus on how much rain or how little rain there has been just recently. That's a rainfall map from the Met Office, and the only part of the country that was wet, really, during last month was in the far northwest of Scotland. The dark browns are where it's been exceptionally dry. Now let's focus on East Anglia. I've been looking at the rainfall figures for this part of the country, and if we look at February, there was only 6 millimetres of rain, which is 14% of what we'd normally expect during the month. But if we look back at the last 6 months, actually, there's been near average or slightly above average rainfall, and those figures partly skewed by how wet it was in November. But how far back do you go? Because, you know, before 6 months ago, we had the drought and we had the heat that really dried things off during last summer. So it could be a knock-on from what we saw then. But over the last 6 months, we've had near or slightly above average.